Hello, everyone. Once again, welcome to our wonderful show, The Wisdom Show. And today we have our guest here, Faith. Faith, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're so beautiful and looking smart.
Thank you.
We hope
Thank
you're
you.
going to enjoy the talk today.
I'm expectant and
Yes.
I'm willing to share whatever I can. So
Wow.
thank you.
That is so brilliant. So, Faith, I've been seeing your vlogs, and so far, how is it?
Well, I must say it's been a challenging endeavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started it in 2019. I made one video about how to grow our intimacy with God.
Wow.
But then, as you can see, the quality, I was not well. I didn't have enough experience, so I took a break so that I can probably purchase the necessary machines, tools, and maybe learn a few 2 to 3 skills on how to do it. Yes, and do it excellently. So I've been on a break, but I'm looking to come back and continue.
Wow, that's perfect. All the best. So we'll get to that later. And before that, I would like you to share about yourself, your background, your education background, and all that.
So, yes, who am I? I am a child of God to
Wow.
begin with. Secondly, I am a daughter. I am a sister. I am a friend. And by the grace of God, I am a founder of a new startup called Shimot Solutions. So that's who I am briefly.
Wow, wow, wow. That's so brilliant. So, Faither, where are you from? Where's your home?
So we have a home in Nyandarua, a place called Kinangop, a location called Magumu. So we have a home there. I went to school there. My primary school, I went to a school called Rooted Day Academy. I went to another one called Mother Care Academy and finished at Quito Junior Academy. From there, I joined a school in Limuru, yeah, called Bishop Kamau Girls. But I did not stay there for a while. I had to change because, of course, I didn't feel like I was receiving enough. So I moved to Mount Kinangop Girls, and that's where I completed my KCSE. From Mount Kinangop Girls, I felt a need to increase my or probably improve my scores, but I did not go back to school to study for the O levels. Sorry.
Yes.
So I proceeded to partake A levels. From nowhere, I got this desire to probably purchase a career. Oh, sorry, not purchase, pursue a career in law.
Yes.
So, and the easiest way I felt would be maybe to go and improve my studies by studying A levels in Uganda. So I did Form 5 and Form 6 in Busia, Uganda, which were very fruitful. Later on, I came back because of I could not continue in Uganda because I had an accident that we did not expect. That, of course, led to me not continuing with my persuasion to study law. So I came back and studied criminology and criminal justice from the University of Nairobi. Yes.
Okay, wow. So let's talk more about how you went to Uganda to
Yes.
pursue law.
Yes.
Wow, that must be so good. You really had the passion to you want to be a lawyer.
I was so passionate
Okay.
about law.
And how about now?
I'm still passionate about law enforcement.
Yes.
I'm still passionate about social justice, particularly social justice. So in future, I want to advocate against gender-based violence.
Wow.
Yes, and most of social injustices, particularly, they rub off. Like immediately I witness a social injustice, I feel like someone should stand up.
Wow.
And for the longest time, we should not, like as Kenyans, we should not be expecting someone else to stand up. We should be standing up. So I feel like in future, I will need to maybe equip myself better to stand up against social injustices. Yes, if not going back to school, maybe standing a farm that will help against that. Yes.
Wow, that's a very nice thought. Okay, so Faither,
Mhm.
I would like you to share your challenges, especially the most essential challenges that you went through being in Uganda, because I understand it's not that easy. Yeah,
Yes.
especially for education, going to get education, you understand, maybe ingekuwa ni kitu kingine kama raha hivi,
Yeah.
inaweza kuwa poa, but kwenda kusoma huko,
Yeah.
how did you manage?
Kwanza, let's agree for Kenyans who've been to Uganda that
Yes.
raha iko poa. Raha in Uganda, if you want, you utapata vizuri. But yeah, there are challenges. And in life, it's how you decide to take them up,
Yeah.
either positively or negatively.
Yes.
For me, the biggest challenge when I immediately joined, it was language barrier.
Wow,
So I could not understand Samia or Luganda, but with time I learned a few, slangs here and there. Yes, I can now greet in Samia. Yes, it's a while back now.
Okay, could you probably tell us how people greet each other in Uganda? Yeah,
You will hear of Oliotie.
Oliote.
Yes, Oliotie.
Yes.
I believe that mostly Lusamia, if I'm not wrong. Yes. Yes, I don't really remember the
Okay, it's
Luganda
fine,
one.
it's fine.
Yes, but yeah, so that's how you greet in Samia. So the other challenge was food.
Food,
Yes.
I hear there's a lot of matoke from the Kisii land. I'm actually from Kisii, so matoke is my food. It's my staple food. Yeah, but you mean like those people like eat matoke mostly, or what else do they eat? Do they have ugali?
Yes, they have ugali, but no,
Hey.
the ugali is different from ours.
How is it?
It's brown and very sticky.
Oh, yeah. Is
And
it
they
the one
don't
made
chew.
from sorghum?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Yes, and they don't actually chew, so you dip it in sauce and just swallow.
Wow.
Yeah, something that I've carried along with me is matoke
Matoke,
and
yes.
peanut sauce. That is
Okay,
really nice.
okay,
Yes,
okay.
but I still miss them. I would love to go back
Okay.
and say hi to my friends that we're still in touch with. Yes.
Okay, so in terms of relating with friends, how was the relations with getting new friends, and teachers as well? How did you manage in school? Because like in Kenya, unaweza enda upate Kikuyu mwenzako na
Yeah.
hapo ndio penye mtanziana,
Yeah.
ama maybe you share something common. But you see in Uganda, there are things that maybe can be so uncommon. How are you able to cope? And especially the subjects in class, do they learn Kiswahili?
Yes. So most of the schools, I believe, in Uganda are teaching Swahili now because they want to incorporate it. I believe in Eastern Africa we have a new policy of just having Swahili probably as our national language in the Eastern African community. So yes, they have embraced that. In the school that I was in, I was privileged that I was one of the Swahili students.
Wow.
So I studied Swahili further. It's mostly like Kenyan Swahili, just that they are using different books.
Okay.
And for us, it's a bit easier compared to the Ugandans. The language, I've answered about the language. The friends, making friends. Yes, it was somewhat of a challenge because first you're looked upon as an outsider. But good thing I was not the only one.
Oh, nice.
I was not the only Kenyan. I remember in my class we were approximately 7 Kenyans. So we would gang up and be friends of our own.
Okay.
But also, like, I made other friends. Yeah, friends that I'm still in touch with, even more than my Kenyan friends. So there are still people we do life together, even if we are still far away from each other.
Nice,
Yes.
nice. Okay, so how are you able to perform now academically? Let's go to
Academics. Yes.
How was it?
How is it? First, I think I saw God's hand in my academics.
Wow.
Because I think that it was because I was young in faith when I was joining Uganda. So like I really trusted God with my education because there is no way you live to such a foreign land and fail.
Yes.
So it would have been a very huge disappointment to my family, especially my parents. And being the firstborn, you have to set the pace,
True, yes.
So pressure ilikuwa. But I remember when I joined immediately I fell ill. And but with time I prayed to God and I was like, we are not going down the slope.
Wow.
Yes, because I was just at the middle,
Yeah.
you at average,
Yes.
so I was like, we're not going down the slope. My prayer is that we'll never go under 10.
Wow.
We'll just keep soaring.
Yeah.
And by the grace of God, the second time I got 11 points. The third
Wow.
time I did 12 points from six. First time I did 13 points. By the time I was finishing, I was finishing the national exams. I had 16 points.
Wow.
And I was actually in their newspaper.
For real?
Yes.
Oh, that's so intelligent of you.
I thank God, but
Uh-huh.
as I'm saying that I trusted God with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like I trusted God with my education, and like him just doing that, comparing with my performance in Kenya, my O-level performance, I was like, this is God just showing up and just
Wow.
showcasing himself through
Wow.
me.
Okay, that's a
Yes.
very nice thing because, people believe that people don't see God in academics. People see God mostly in outside, poverty, trying to
Yes.
get jobs.
Yes.
But when it comes to academics, mtu anaona ni kama atatumia nguvu zake ama understanding yake.
Yeah.
We tend to forget that God wants us to be winners. Yeah,
Yes.
can you just tell us about that? Because we have people out here unapata when it comes to masomo, I engage God sana.
Yes.
But ikikuja huku nje unapata ninatafuta God sana, and God is for everything. He wants us
Yes.
to succeed in everything.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I believe that God is interested in every aspect of our lives.
Yes.
So like he even told Jeremiah that I knew you before you were formed.
Yes.
Yes, in your mother's womb.
Yeah.
So if he knew us before we were formed, that means, even as the Bible again says, that I know all your days. He knows all of our days. That means he has foreseen all of our days. And that means he has planned for them, and it is upon us to involve him in those particular days, in whatever we involve ourselves in.
Yeah.
So even as I have people I know who've even prayed for their hair,
Yeah.
trusted their hair,
Yes.
to God for growth, for
Oh,
their
wow.
nails,
Yeah. Yeah.
So what about education? And it plays a very vital role in our, in our lives.
Yeah.
It tends to define the people we interact with, sometimes. And we grew up knowing that education is the key,
Yeah, it's the key to success.
Yes, I'm not so sure about if that's the same right now, but it's key. Yes.
Yeah.
So I believe that we should involve God in everything.
Yeah.
Yes, even if you're cleaning utensils, bring him in. Just do it with God. So invite him in your academics, and I'm pretty sure he will not disappoint you.
Wow, that is so nice. So my viewers, you've heard that we should put God in everything that we do.
Yes.
Yes. I've heard you say that you're a child of God. I believed you're saved.
Yes.
I believed you were saved as well that time.
Yes,
Yeah.
I had just given my life to Christ a
Yes.
month or a few weeks before I left for Uganda. Yes.
Okay. And how has your journey been? Salvation,
Yeah.
the testing of faith, how has it
Yes.
been? Because, salvation is something that it really needs a lot of decision making.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us
Especially
about
as a
that.
young person, it can be very challenging.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
because we want to have fun, we want to
True.
experience life, and most of us don't know how to experience life as Christians, because sometimes we feel like experiencing life is partying, drinking, drugs,
Yeah.
and partying is not wrong,
Yeah.
just as much as you should be doing it in a godly way, in a godly setting, in a way. Weeks before I went to school for my O levels. Yes, so my faith journey has been quite an interesting journey. It's been built up by the foundations, yeah, of my journey of faith have been the miracles that we could call small miracles, but they're not really small miracles. Like especially 2020, 2021, waking up, going out and coming back healthy, being safe, your family members being safe, it's again with academics, saying God come through for me academically. with my business. So it's been an interesting journey, but I'm grateful to God for His ability to sustain me, because the Bible says that He's the author and the finisher of our faith. That being said, doesn't mean that it's been a smooth journey. No,
Yes.
it's been a trying journey. Yes, sometimes you tend to, when you're going through a storm, you tend to want to doubt if God is really there. But the beautiful thing, even in the hardest times, the Lord is always there. As the saying goes, that during the exam time, the teacher is never, he's always around, but he doesn't speak to us per se in terms of whatever we are responding to in the exam. But God has always been there. He has walked with me during the driest seasons of my personal faith. He has been faithful, yes.
Wow, wow, okay. I also being a Christian, I've had this thing about paying the cost. What can you say about the because a lot of people think that Christianity or getting saved is all about getting blessings all the time,
Mm,
having a smooth walk and all that. But yet you realize there are actually it's kind of more. There are a lot of oppositions, a lot of
yeah,
rejections,
yeah.
yeah, and there's things said that you have to pay the cost.
Mm.
What can you say about that?
So yes, it's priceless to be a Christian, to be a born again Christian. Yes, there is the cost per se. We have to pay for that, and for me, it's been nailing my desires and my wants to the cross,
Wow.
so that God can have His way in my life. So I think that has been really the challenging part of my faith,
Yeah.
like always looking for His counsel. And sometimes He wants me to walk on path B when I want to
Wow.
walk on path A,
Hey,
because
okay.
it seems pleasant. But the beautiful thing is that by the time I'm done walking on path B, I'm always grateful,
Wow.
because He knows what's best for each and every one of us. Yes,
Okay. Okay. Oh,
yes,
praise be to Him. So,
amen.
I've heard you talk about a fire accident at some point. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Would you like to share to us what really happened? How was the
yes.
accident? How was the frustration? And
Mm,
and if it was something that you really saw God in, because you're here, I'm seeing you right now, and
yes,
you had a fire accident. There are a lot of people that get accidents, but they're no longer existing. But you're
yeah.
here. It's kind of a testimony. I believe it's a testimony in your
It
life.
is, it
Yeah,
is.
please.
It's a testimony in my life now. Then it seemed like it was a really trying moment,
Uh-huh.
because I was in transition, just completed my Form 6
Yes.
exams, received my very good results.
Wow.
I was waiting to join campus in Uganda, like my dream campus in Uganda.
Yeah. What's the dream campus?
It was Makerere
Oh,
University then,
wow.
yes.
Wow. Okay.
But then I got an accident, a fire accident,
I'm sorry.
that got my face burnt. I thank God for healing.
Wow.
Yes, and for just saving me from that, because it could have progressed. So yeah, it was a really trying 3 months of just trying to heal. I actually joined my first year and second year, mostly I was scarred
Oh.
largely on my face, but
Oh.
the healing has continued over time,
Wow.
still continuing.
Yeah.
So I am grateful to God for that saving. Yes, it got in the way of me joining Makerere University, but guess what?
What?
Whatever the enemy thought would be uh, evil to us, God is always there
Yeah.
to turn that mess into a message. And I joined a very beautiful university,
Wow.
and I am here today.
Wow.
And God used that for my good. Yes.
Wow. So how old are you when you experience this kind of accidents?
Um, so I will have to do the math, because it was in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
And
so I was, wait, no, 2014 actually,
yes,
yes.
okay.
So because I later joined campus in 2014, September there, September, October, yes.
Could you mind sharing to us about like what really exact happened in that accident so that maybe we could take some precautions.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we were using a biogas stove.
Yeah.
My friend and I, Faith, I don't know if she's watching. Hey, Faith. So we were preparing lunch, making some noodles, and then the gas went flat. We could not see any flames, so there was some. So the whatever used to fuel that stove was some sort of liquid-ish, but more solid on the solid side. So I would need to have to top up, to use that to top up so that the stove could keep running.
Okay.
But when I was doing that, I missed a very tiny flame. So that caught fire. It burst. It blew on my face because I was still holding the container with the liquid that was flammable. So it caught fire. It blew on my face. Part of the shop caught fire because I was in my mother's shop. Yes, and by God's grace and mercy, someone came in and stopped the fire and helped save me. Yes.
Wow, wow.
Yes.
We really see God in your life. That's a good thing because you
Yes.
actually know it's hard to say that you went through something that because you have a beautiful face.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we praise the Lord for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am super grateful for
Wow,
healing.
wow.
Yes.
And did you face some challenges or some, kind of oppositions, some self-esteem when you're now in the
In
campus now?
campus, yeah. There were, of course, you're joining campus, and I went to mostly a girls' school, so I'm meeting the boys. It's my first proper interaction with guys
Yes,
around.
yes.
But it was sort of limiting again, which worked well for me in a way because I didn't I was not well receivable for anybody.
Okay.
Yes,
Wow.
because but I didn't get that from my classmates or from the people I interacted with. They were very kind, who are still friends to me even today, and I probably don't think some of them even remember the scars. So yeah, so we've forged lasting friendships and relationships with them. But they worked again for my good. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, it really makes sense. It really makes sense. So, I've heard you speak about your business enterprise. What did you say the name was again?
The name is Shimot Solutions.
Shimot Solutions.
Yes.
Yes. Tell us about Shimot Solutions.
So Shimot Solutions is my baby.
Wow.
I am super, super excited about her. So we got formally registered with the government in October 22nd of 2019.
Wow. Okay.
But we started officially our functions in last year. I think September, October last year. Yes. So Shimo Solutions, our goal is to transform lives. So we use different means to do that. We have three separate functions for that. Our first function is Anchored Innovations. So it's one of our brands. We've just recently separated our functions to different brands. So with Anchored Innovations, what we do, we offer consultancy services,
Yes.
which are inspired by a process or a skill called design thinking.
Yes.
Some people will refer to it as human-centered design.
Okay.
So it's the creative approach to problem solving.
Wow.
We use that same process for innovation. So for creating products, developing products, experiences, and services for different organizations. Yeah. Again, under Anchored Innovations, we have ideation studios where we just sit down and ideate, ideate solutions for a particular challenge. Maybe an organization will be going through. We also do workshops where we train organizations on this. What else? We also do capacity buildings, which is inspired by the same skill. So we are super excited again because it's promising. It's the skill behind these very famous solutions like Facebook, like Uber, like Airbnb, and in Kenya, Huduma centers.
Wow.
So we are super excited to work with the different organizations on that capacity.
Oh, wow.
So our second, which is largely nonprofit, is called Skilled. So on Facebook, we are at Skilled Beings. So that is largely, it's the heart, it's my passion to hook people up with working opportunities. So if you're organization out there and you need people to work for you, you could reach out to us and we'll hook you up with, again, who are willing to work, So we hook organizations with workers, and we also hook workers with working opportunities. So it's largely my heart, my passion, because I believe we largely treat people because of the income they receive. So if you hardly treat $1 billion earning guy the same way you would treat the soldier, on the gate. So it's about restoring human dignity. We easily say we transform people's lives through work at Skilled. Yes, and our third function is on supplies. So we render general supply services. We've been doing COVID-19 kits, so masks, sanitizers, we are also like getting our feet into construction supplies, stationaries, laboratory equipment, all those things. Yes, and we are trusting God in every level of the way. Yes.
Wow. I
Yes.
can see you really have a business mind. Is it something from your family? Is it something that is in your family? Because
Yeah. Yes, it's in. Yes, it's in my family. My dad is a businessman. My mom is a businesswoman. My sister is also a businesswoman.
Wow,
so
no
we are all
wonder.
business people in the family. Yes.
That is really good. So are you among the are you the what's your biggest role in the company?
In the company,
Yeah.
right now I'm the director.
The director.
Yes, and I also lead especially anchored innovations. So because again, yes, it's also I'm the team lead also in anchored innovations.
Wow.
Yes, but you'll be served at Skilled very well. You also be served in general supplies very well. Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that is so nice. That is so nice. I'm so happy to hear that, young souls like you trying to find a platform for those that
Yeah.
don't have jobs.
Yes.
Creating job opportunities is a really nice thing.
Thank
Because
you.
people out here are really struggling, no jobs.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so like you to tell us and the viewers what really frustrates the youth, because you see out here young people are really getting frustrated at very young ages. People are really expecting a lot and they're getting frustrated. What do you think is the problem, and what do you think, and how do you think we can solve this frustration thing?
Yes. Yes, I mean we are very frustrated, and I'll tell you why. Like you've just said, expectations.
Yeah.
Yes. So we are subjected, like everybody around us, be it our neighbors, our parents, the government, they are all expecting.
Yes.
However, we are receiving, very little, So I think it's we just need to figure out a way where we are able to receive. Yeah. The Kenyan youth are very, very frustrated. And I believe it's because of the expectations that have been set for us, where we've not been subjected to the right process to meet these expectations. Yes. So we go through school, tedious work. We wake up at 5, get home at 6, from school. And we do that, especially for us who've done the 844 system. Those are like 12 years plus another 4 years, of your life with these expectations that probably that you get a job. And then by the end of those 16 years, there's no job.
Sad.
So we've been trained we've been subjected to this system that is not bearing fruits for us. So that's why you end up seeing a very bright child, has ended up into drugs, drug abuse. The depression, has become part of our society. Our suicide rates are super high. And I feel like we need, again, to sit down as a society all stakeholders need to come to the table, and we need to sit down and figure out why is the largest population of our country, which are the youth, so frustrated. We have a leadership system that is also not helping either. You make promises, you don't deliver. How do you expect us to smile all the way?
Yeah.
So I feel like we need to come together as stakeholders, discuss these issues. How are we going to create more working opportunities for these people? How are we going to heal depression in our society? How are we going to have the hard conversations, even teen pregnancies, gender-based violence, provide proper environment again for our children to grow up? Because now, how do you expect a child, to be cheerful and excited about life when they are coming from a family that is broken?
Yeah.
So we need to have those discussions, embrace them as because they belong to us. We are part of the society, so we need to take ownership of those that frustration, and now start seeking solutions to that. So I believe the process has not bared fruits enough for us, to remain excited and fruitful to the country.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very true. So in relation to that, Faida, do you think wazazi wetu they play a role or a part in frustrating us? Because unajua kuna ile time yenye mtu anamaliza, say let's say high school, ako nyumbani maybe awaiting kuingia campus, and unfortunately the child does not qualify kwenda university or maybe college. Now you find your parent or your parents wanakupressure that go and find something to do ndio ujue maisha ni ngumu.
Yeah.
Do you think like in some way our parents wanna get involved in making us frustrated? Because when someone that is young, because nowadays watu wanamaliza hata high school wakiwa hata 16 or 17. So unapata msee anaenda anapata a lot of things out there, anaanza kugo through vitu zenye hangi go through akiwa hiyo time. Na unapata msee anaanza kumake decisions kama za drugs, like maybe sexual, prostitution or something, just to kufresha mzazi kuwa anapata, because your parent will not be following you every time umeenda kufanya nini. Na venye siku hizi watu ni wajanja sana, mtu anaweza toka na nguo za mjei aenda vae zingine, kirudi kwa nyumba vae za mjei. Mtu mzazi adhani ametoka mjengo. Do you think in some way our parents they're involved or they play a part in making us frustrated?
Okay. So these are my thoughts here. I have amazing parents.
Wow.
And they are not perfect. And I also believe you have amazing parents and guardians.
I do.
Yes. And they're not angels, trust you me. And this is why I believe they're not angels, because the people who are parents to them were not angels.
As well,
they did not get enough exposure to information like we do. Yes. So they could be participating in frustrating us. Yes. They could be again participating in frustrating us, but I believe largely not from a point of information, like knowledge. Like, no, it's not that they've sat down and agreed that I'm waking up to frustrate you. No, it's maybe from a place of lack of enough knowledge, and so they end up maybe passing on even their frustrations to us. Is there enough that we could do as a society? Yes, we could start having these conversations with the parents as well. For us who have exposure, it's for us to study so that the frustration that we've received, we don't get to pass it on to the next generation. So, but I'm grateful again because the government, especially even when it comes to grades and education, it has introduced more better policies, making sure that every child who is done with Form 4, they all get admitted to, if not universities, if not colleges, TVETs, I think they're called TVETs. So they get a position in those places. However, now, if a child is interested in education, now I don't feel like there's a room to say sikupata chance ya kusoma.
Yes.
I believe in that aspect the government has really made a very transformative actually
Yes.
decision to help our generation. However, not all of us are excited about education.
True.
Yes.
Mhm.
So we need to also figure out how do we incorporate everybody in these systems. Maybe people are more interested in arts,
Yeah.
So do we have art schools all over the country for everybody? Sports centers. Yeah. So we have a role to play. Our parents have had a role to play, but entirely as a society, there's still much that needs to be done.